What's up, folks? Thursday afternoon in the shop. It's StreamYard time. Yay! Everybody, welcome in. Let me turn some lights on up in here. Uh, See what's going on out here in the world of long tractor life and that. Hey, folks. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Let's see. It's been a minute since I've StreamYarded and yard streamed. Let's enable chat overlay. What the hell is that? Nope. Never mind that shit. Forget that. Let's see. It's been a minute since I've been on this. So hang in there with me and we'll get started here. Let's ticker that one. And then let's ticker that one. Why not? Happy Thursday, folks. It's your boy, Long Tractor Life, or Millis Vanillis, depending on who you are and how you know me. It could be retard. Who cares? Don't care. Welcome in, whoever's here. So, I broke my tripod. My tripod ain't working right now, so damn you, tripod. I kind of just got the phone hanging up on the wall right now, but I can do better, and I will. But first, let's do some French shop towel, or two. We're gonna take this in a fresh shop towel, wipe off the lens a little bit because it's got a little smudge on it. There's a smudge on the lens. We're just gonna wipe the smudge off the lens. That looks a lot better already. Improvement, level up. It's tractor life on a Thursday afternoon. Since nobody else is streaming, I thought I might give it a try. Don't know how long I'll be on. Don't really care. I'm just bored as shit. My truck broke down. I had a little truck problem. We are in the shop with one truck, and the other truck's okay, but the TK dump truck has taken a dump. It's true. Yeah, the BA dump truck is still out there working tonight, actually. But the TK dump truck, well, it decided it didn't want to work right now, so probably going to be thousands of dollars. At least I'm not getting towed at Buc-ee's. So I got a little time on my hands, and I figured I would start a stream. Start a stream. Shout out to Tom Doby. Who likes to sing while he's working. I'm actually doing something today, if anyone's interested. I'm sure nobody's really watching right now, but in case you are, or you do, I got this going on in my life. What the hell is that, you say? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you what this is. If I can get it to stand still. Stand still. See this hole right here? There's a hole right here. Actually, there's 4 holes. 4 holes in this thing. And Auburn fans, it's that many, okay? This is Auburn fans, that many. Well, what is the hole for? Why is there a hole in that piece of metal, dude? All right, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you. This is actually going to be, eventually, tail lights for my truck. We're going to put the tail lights on the truck. Fancy, pretty, shiny ones. LEDs. Bright shit. So I'm building this whole plate. This is made out of big, thick stainless steel. This thing's heavy. It weighs a lot. It weighs more. Well, it's heavy. Let's just say it's thick and heavy, and it makes noises. Shout out to Jorge, who had this plate made for my dump truck. We're going to put these pretty lights in it. And we're going to put these pretty fancy, cool backup lights in here. These are the white ones, and these are the backup lights for when you're going backwards and that. So we're going to put the lights in it. Then we're going to hang it on the back of the dump truck. And so I've been drilling holes. I didn't drill these big holes, but there's also some little holes right here. You can see that one there. There's 3 little holes. And those little holes are for these little lights right here. You see that little guy right there? That's a super fancy little LED light. So we are working on drilling the little holes. That's where I was at on this project. I have one more yet to drill. And I may do that in a few minutes. Or maybe not. I don't know. Let's go ahead and put a link out there in the chat. Just because why not? Let's find comments. Comments. Nope. Comments. Bing. Comments. Post a comment. There's the StreamYard link. There's your StreamYard link. Bing. Yada. It's amazing how great technology works. Like my hat. It's a kissy face. My daughter bought me this when she was probably 8. I have a whole collection of them. I even have the poo-poo. So yeah. Anywho, there's that. And then also, let's slide this big boy over here. I have something else. I have something amazing. This thing is super heavy and huge. Can y'all see that back there? You see that right there? That there, right there? That's a big old V-twin engine or motor. That there belongs to Bob Noxious, my friend, my neighbor, my fellow YouTuber, Mr. Bob. Shout out to you, Bob, sir. And it don't work. It doesn't start and run. So he brought it to me. He brought it to you, boy. Because he knows I can get it done. We might start tearing that thing down in a few minutes and see what's making it not want to do right? Why is it misbehaving? I'm going to find out. I know one thing. It's been sitting around for a minute. What you can't see on video is how delicious this thing smells. It smells like century-old gas. It's an old gas going on here. Yep. So probably the typical things. Carburetor's probably stopped up. Probably doesn't have spark. That's probably it. You know, you got to have four things to make a gasoline engine run, or well, really any engine. You have to have fuel. You have to have spark. You have to have compression. Well, that's only three things. What's the fourth thing? Timing. It has to happen at the right time. Timing is as important as any of the three elements. If you have all four of those elements, the fuel, the spark, the compression, and the timing, any engine will run. It's just a matter of finding out which one of those four, or maybe it's multiples. It could be all four things wrong with it. You have to understand how it works, and it's basic to any gasoline, diesel engine, no matter what style. The fuel has to burn, it has to compress. It doesn't always push a piston. Sometimes it pushes a rotary, like your Mazda engines and that. But it has to be at the right time. So we're going to find out what's going on with this one. Could be any combination of those four things. But for now, we're just hanging out. We're just going to hang out for a few minutes because you know what? It's 1,000 degrees outside right now. I'm not even kidding you. It is bullshit weather out there, buddy. But in here, right here, in here, in here, right here, in here, in here, right here, it's a cool 64 degrees. It's beautiful. I put me an AC in the shop. Let's see. Let's do a little. See that right there? That's the best money I've ever spent on this shop. Trust me and believe me. That is the best money I've spent. So, all right, now I got to hang you guys back up in this little piece of rope here where I've got you situated because I need a tripod. If anybody wants to mail me a tripod, that would be terrific. I don't need the ring. I don't need the RGB. I just need a good, solid tripod. The one I had was a piece of shit. It came from like Temu or Wish.com. I don't remember, but it was just, the cheapest tripod at the time. And it finally went its own way today, or yesterday, actually. And I got to find me another one. I'm not going to buy another shitty one. I had so much duct tape and Gorilla Tape on that fucking tripod, and I just got tired of it, and I'm done with it. So, time for a new tripod. If anybody wants to donate a tripod or, some tripod money, I'm not asking you for your dang money. I don't want it. I got money. But, I don't know which tripod to buy. Maybe I'll just build a damn tripod. I could probably make a better tripod than what can be bought anyway. I got enough angle iron and channel steel sitting around here ain't doing shit. I could just make a tripod. Why don't I do that? Why don't you just build a tripod, dumbass? You got shit hanging around. Well, I just might, damn it. I got duct tape, zip ties, super glue, and some angle iron. I could just make one. Anyhow, enough of the tripod. let's see. Should I move you guys to a different spot? Maybe. Ooh, I partied. That was not good. Let me think about this. Maybe I just move these guys to a different spot. How about an overhead view? I could do, an overhead. It's not a bad idea, actually. Hmm. Just think about that for a minute. Overhead view. Let's think on that a minute. Let's see. We're going to try this. See what it looks like. It might be too close. Well, in my camera, the phone won't be plugged up. I don't even know if anybody's watching or not. Is anybody even watching this shit? Oh, no. No watchers. Okay. I can see it now. There it is right there. I'm just a tree in the forest, and I make no noise when I fall, because nobody gives a fuck about my channel, including me. Including me. Wait, here's an idea. You could make a tripod out of this. Maybe. Maybe. Let's just see if we can make a tripod. This little fella here. Let's try that. Let me borrow this phone a minute. I'm going to take a piece of foam right here, and I'm going to get me a Sharpay pen. I'm going to set this up right here for you. And then I'll put the phone on top of the thing, just sort of trace it out. Call me Tracy. Uh-oh, what happened? There we go. We're back. And then we'll get our little cutting knife, and we'll cut out the pattern as best we can. No, we need to be a little sharper than that. That's not sharp enough, sir. Let's change the blade. Put us a new blade in there. A brand new blade. All right, and take the old blade and pop it in the trash. You're supposed to wrap that in tape. You're supposed to put tape on that blade before you throw it in the trash. Somebody's going to get hurt. You're a bad person. I don't even know if this is going to work or not. But if it doesn't, do something else instead. There's always a way. Always a way. Give a little punch out here. Now we have a little slot. And let's try the bone in it and see if it fits. And we're going to do a little modifying. Just a little edging. Don't want it to be too loose. Needs to be kind of tight in there. All right, need the hole a little bit bigger. It's perfect, yo. It is perfect. It don't get any better than that, folks. Oh, you can even angle it. You can angle it up or down. How about that shit? That worked out pretty good, yo. Heck yeah. A homemade styrofoam tripod. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Worked out pretty good, y'all. Now we got a little tripod. Now you can see the engine a lot better. And that. How you doing? Looks like we got two watchers. Two watchers. Two watchers. Welcome in, two watchers, whoever you are. And howdy, happy Thursday, and what's up? I just made my own miniature tripod from a styrofoam faucet cover. You know, like you cover your outdoor faucets in the winter. Literally took 3 minutes. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. You're a genius. I'm a genius. Cheers. Let's bring the tripod over here. See what it looks like on this desk. How we looking here? Oh yeah, heck yeah. There's the hole I got to drill out right there. This is gonna be badass, man. Shout out to Bob Noxious. If you're not subbed to Bob Noxious, go look him up and sub to him. Bob Noxious RX is the channel name. And let me get my gloves on. Gotta put on the gloves. Free watchers, welcome in, whoever you are, welcome in. We'll put on some orange operating gloves. Glove number 1. And glove number 2. Anybody want to fight? Who wants to fight? I got gloves on, bitch. All right. There's that. Let's see. Show comments on stage. What does that mean? Oh, never mind. That means you got to pay for shit. Not doing that. Let's try to, well, should I mute this before I start drilling this hole? Or should I not mute it? To mute or not to mute? That is the question. Maybe I will mute. It's going to get super loud if I don't mute this shit. Alright, let's mute out. I'm going to mute myself. All right, we got the hole drilled out, I believe enough. We can unmute now and see where we're at. Let's just see what we can see. We might need to go a little bit more. Yep, we might need to go a little bit more. I'm gonna try leaving the volume on this time and see if it's too loud. Somebody say something, okay? If it's just annoying, let me know. All right. Let's try to drill just a little bit more. We need one more step on this here drill bit. This is a step bit. Some people call it a Christmas tree bit. And right in here is where we got to be at. We got to be at 3/4. We need to go one more. We're at the 11/16 step. We got to go one more step to the 3/4. The bit's starting to get a little warm, so I don't want it to get overheated. The drill bits go dull when they get too hot. As long as you keep them kind of cool, they'll keep cutting. So let's take a little break. Let that bit cool off a bit. Did you hear that? The bit cool off a bit. You know, I got jokes. We'll hang out and visit for a minute. Let that bit cool. That bit right there was $60. I don't want it to dull out. Not only that, you can't sharpen these style bits yourself. Or I can't. I don't know how to sharpen a step bit. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen anybody. Usually a step bit goes dull, you have to toss it. For $60, I can't afford to just be buying them every time they go dull. I've already got shit. This is one of my old step bits. It's dull as hell. And then there's another one here somewhere. There was another one here somewhere. Anyway, there's another one. These bits are not even the good ones. See the gold? Those are just standard duty bits. They're for metal. But I had to buy this black bit for heavy metal. This plate is 3/16 stainless steel. So you can't, this bit right here won't even think about making a hole in it. Forget it. This bit right here, it's more suited for this style of steel. This works like for regular mild steel, yada yada. This right here is a super hard bit. I bought a whole set of drill bits for hard metal, but it didn't come with a 3/4, and I needed a 3/4 hole here. So that's a $60 bit. If it overheats on me and it's done, then I'm just out that money. Because I can't just keep going to the store and getting them. We'll let that bit cool off a few more minutes before we go again. There's actually 3 holes here. I've already drilled the other 2. There's the other step bit. See how shiny it is? It's no longer gold. It's shiny. That bit is probably 10 years old or more. That thing is, that's an old bit. It's been with me a long time. This one here, it's probably 5 or 6 years old. I've used it a good bit. It's been around for a minute. And these bits are $20 to $25 a piece. You can buy them at Harbor Freight, but you don't want to buy the Harbor Freight drill bits. Every time I've had Harbor Freight drill bits, they've just been junk. They're good for wood or plastic or aluminum, not for steel. There's supposed to be three of these. I have two here. There's a third one somewhere around here. Up there he is, right there. Here he is, right there. The StreamYard link is in the chat in case the one guy watching or gal watching. I had three. I don't know. Everybody's probably doing something. And, I don't have an interesting channel anyway. Let's be honest. Talking to myself right now. It's okay. I can talk to myself just fine. I like me. I don't have any interesting spiders or video reactions. I mean, I could do football content, but all right, let's go again, y'all. This time I'm going to leave the mic on. Volume warning, because I don't know how this is going to be as far as you guys. You may or may not want to mute. I should have named this stream Grilling Hose. Anywho, easy. I lost the whole thing just then. That wasn't a good idea. Let's not do that again. There we go. Now we're cutting. That's about halfway through there. I'm gonna flip this thing over. Do the other side. All right. We'll adjust the camera back over to here. Back a look. Decline. Sorry, folks. All right, I think we're where we need to be. Think. Let's give it a test. Yeah, we're very close. We're very, very close. Let's get out the reamer. See, can we ream it a little bit? Yeah, that bitch gets pretty warm. Let's get the reamer out and ream it. Try to ream it. Reaming tool. It's the reamer. Got to be on high speed with the reamer. All right. La da da dee, la da da da, la da dee, la da da, la da dee, la da da. Cool. Oh yeah, perfect. Look at there. They're like a glove, baby. Check it out. And all we got to do now, put the other two in there. Yeah, like a glove. There's the one right here. Cha-ching. All right. Then we have two more to put in. Like I said, these holes are already completed. Take the little rubber boot off of it. The rubber boot goes in the hole first. Right there. That. Then put the little light through there. Bing. There's number two. And then lastly, but not leastly, light number three. That we got him in there. And we put this in here. Like so. Boom. Easy peasy. There's that. Now our little reverse lights go in next. Right here. And right here. Something like that. There's the two white ones. Here's a red one. These I put both down with some screws. And then last one over here. All right, we got the lights in there. I'm gonna set this plate in the chair for a minute and then wipe off the table because there's metal shavings everywhere. We certainly don't want that. Put away some of these drilling tools that we no longer need. Excuse me. Got cutting oil everywhere. Drilling holes is a nasty job. Never pretty. You should see the floor. It's all over the floor back here. Let me get a broom and sweep that shit out of the way. A little housekeeping here. I like to keep my shop tidy if I can. I don't mind so much if it gets dirty in here, but I don't want it to stay that way. All right. We have the plate. And I have here a pan of screws. These are the screws what hold the plate. The lights to the plate. I believe they are 8 millimeters. Pick all this up. Put the 8 millimeter to it. And then we don't just go in there and start turning shit like that. Make a mess. So we'll get another 8 millimeter socket. With the hand driver. Not a screwdriver, hand driver. Use a nut driver. You can't use a saline driver. We're going to start these things in these holes with this nut driving tool. One takes 3. I've already pre-tapped these holes. You got to see what I'm doing here. This is just to start these in with, so they don't break when I start them in. If I try to just drive them in there with the power tool, they're just going to snap. These little screws ain't made out of a hell of a lot, so it's not hard to break them off. And then this one needs a little alignment tweak here. This one's got to get turned just a bit. I'm not popped out. Let me turn. Turn, you bastard. There we go. That's more better. We're just going to kind of start these things in a few threads. And then we'll finish them with the power tool. Okay. You turn it this way. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but okay. Hey, you know what? Let's see it. There we go. That's better. Started. And then this one's got to get turned a little bit too. It's a little bit out. Go for here. There we go. P. Digits, how you doing, buddy? Should have said hello before, but I was prepping for supper. What's going on, buddy? I'm building a tail light plate for my dump truck. Uh, the tail lights that are on the dump truck are beat all to hell because of hitting the paving machine, and then the paving machine pushes you along, see? And the one that's on the truck is the original one, and it's kind of puny and weak, you know, like an Auburn fan, and subpar. So my man Jorge came up with the idea of making a thick, heavy plate for the tail of the truck. So he made the plate, and I'm putting the lights in it. We're gonna hang this heavy bastard off the back of the dump truck eventually. All right, let's see. Let me go with the drill instead of this thing. I'm gonna do low speed. Let's do a low speed with the drill. Welcome to the show, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. And I really don't want to break these off. These things are easy to break. If one breaks off in this stainless steel, it's going to be hell to get out. So I'm just taking precautions not to break it. Okay. Let's do the other two. See, I just broke that one off. Fuck me. Not hard to do. There's your dinner. This is what it'll look like on the back of the truck, folks. It'll be nice and bright and shiny, and I'm going to make these reverse lights blink. These are going to blink. That's going to be badass. When I get these to blinking, it'll be awesome. That'd be cool as shit. So yeah, there she is. I got the 3 center lights, and then 2 tail lights, and then 2 reverse lights. Voila. This thing weighs about 40 pounds. This is a heavy piece. Now there'll be 4 more holes in it, right here and here, and then here and here. There'll be another set of holes, what mounts it to the truck. But I'm not drilling those holes yet because I got to take the old plate off of the truck and use it as a template of where to put the holes. So that'll come later. For now, I'm done with this piece. This is ready until the truck is ready, which is not going to happen now. Because once you take the old plate off of the damn thing, you got to have this done before you can drive the truck again. So that's going to take pretty much a day. And I'll probably do that Saturday or Sunday. For now, we're done here. And we're just going to store it somewhere out of the way. And keep it safe and dry. Somewhere out of the way. Somewhere out of the way. Sorry, what's the one on the phone doing? Whoever's calling me, stop fucking calling me. I'm not answering the phone right now. Just stop it. I could turn the ringer down, but I don't know how it's going to affect the spring yard. Anyway, thank you, sir, P Digits, for being here. And let me set this thing under this shelf right here. Stick it under here. Under here. Good spot. Yep, out of the way right there. All right, we got that did. Clean up our tools. Watch this off in the hunter. These things make on here wet. All right, we got that job done, finished, completed, over with, and taken care of. Cheers. All right, let's move on. Oh man, the AC's been a blessing, Pete Digits. Sure has been a great, best money I've spent all summer, dude. It's a comfortable 65, 64 in here. And I haven't even insulated the roof. I want to insulate my roof. And once I do that, it'll be really nice in here. But the little thing's keeping up. It's 12,000 BTU. Now, I did the math, and this building is 288 square feet. So technically, you can cool it with 5,000 BTU. But I said, okay, I want to double that into 10,000 BTU, but I couldn't find a 10,000 BTU air conditioner. So I said, well, 8 isn't double, but 12 would be double and then some. So I bought the 12,000 BTU. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, y'all. I know that was probably bad on your speakers. I bought the 12,000. It's even got Wi-Fi and shit, which I don't need. Why the hell do you need Wi-Fi on an air conditioner? Doesn't make sense. But whatever. But yeah, the AC is really helping me out being out here. I couldn't be out here right now without it. And we got up to like 105 a couple of days. We made it to 106 one day. It was just stupid weather. And the little thing, and I put it in the wall. I didn't put it in a window because the building's only 12 foot. If I put it in one of these windows, it's just going to go straight across and then that's it. So I wanted to put it in somewhere where it could blow lengthwise of the building, and I'm glad I made that choice because it's been doing a good job, and I've just got it running on economy. I don't even have it running full blast. I pretty much leave it on, you know. It stays on all night, all day, but it's like on auto mode, so it just does its own thing. Real happy with it. Let's see, what else? Well, we got Bob's motor sitting here we could work on. Play with the motor a little while. If I could figure out a good way to put the camera, we can see what's going on with the engine. Let's try moving these islands out of the way. Move these. Maybe move this thing and readjust. I got a rollaway AC installed, a dryer vent hooked up to that, works well. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like the little rollaways, but they don't make well, I'm sure they make them in 12,000, but yeah, I couldn't find one. I went to two different Home Depots and everything was either 8,000 or 5,000 or fucking 20,000. And I wound up finding this one at Lowe's for it was a 12,000, and it's one of the high suns. It's not going to last more than a couple of years, but uh, it was only like I want to say 159 or something. It was pretty reasonable. Didn't cost a fortune. Didn't break the bank, so I'm good. Can y'all see this engine pretty good? Is that an okay view of the motor? It seems like it's only showing me half of the motor. Mine's overkill without doing. Yeah, I figured overkill is better than underkill. I kind of did the same thing. Like mathematics wise, 5,000 is supposed to cool this building, but no, I don't think mathematics takes everything into consideration. So I went with 12. And I do like the remote. It's got a nice little remote going on. And it actually also is a heater too, so it'll heat the shop in the winter. No, it's a GE. I just realized that's a General Electric. I don't know if that makes a difference nowadays or not. But GE used to mean something. Yep, I did the overkill. If you guys can tell what I'm doing, I might actually work on this motor a little bit. Try to do some different things, but maybe I'll try to hold down. How's that? Can you guys see that? I think it's probably the best I'm gonna do. I don't know. I got to get this phone plugged in pretty soon, or we're not gonna have a yard stream. We're gonna be done. I probably need to bring the phone back over this way. Let's do this. Let's put the phone back over here so we can plug it in. Put the phone back over here. I don't have a super long charging cable. I'm gonna have to make a cutout in the back of this thing for the charging cable to go into. Phone's coming through here. I got to plug in the cable, so I need a cutout right here. Let me do that real quick. It ain't got to be very big, just big enough for a charging cable to fit through. We'll notch it out. And then we can put our cable through here like this. And then it's going to limit me on where I can put the phone, though. Let me mute. Okay. You might want to turn your volume down because I'm going to move this phone. It's going to make a lot of noise. I'm sorry. It's got to go down in order to sit right. All right. So now, I think we're good. Right here. Damn, I've already been on over an hour. Wow, I didn't realize it. And I'll just put the motor over here. Something like this. Put the motor on this. There. Work on it. Set this motor right here. It only weighs 100 something pounds. It's not much for my old ass. That's a heavy bastard. Okay. Now, how's the view there? That's pretty good. That's okay. Let's start taking shit off of it. Oh, we did. It looks like we got some 10 millimeters on the cover here. A couple of them missing. Hmm. And I'll try. I don't think there's any on the bottom. There might be one down there though. Let's go see. Yeah, we got two down here. Two right here. Hmm. They have an extension. Or you know what? The deep socket. Deep socket. Deep ten might do with the deep ten. For one thing, it covers fucked up, so I don't know what Bob's going to do about that, but we'll address that sometime. Ew, gross in there. Pretty gross one. Let's get the spark plugs out of it. You know what? I better put some gloves on. Put the gloves on. Hey, let's see what size they are. They look like 14. No, 5/8. 5/8. Yep, 58. That's what we got. It's pretty black. Been running rich. For sure. For sure running rich. Got this one too. Running rich. Thing's black as night. Look, folks, let me go over something real quick. This is one of the greatest investments I've ever done. You guys know, well, for you mechanical types out there, those of you who fool with nuts and bolts, you know these spark plug sockets. Most of the ones you buy at the store have a rubber ring inside there, and the rubber ring is what grabs the spark plug and holds it into the socket so it don't fall around everywhere. Especially when you're putting them back in. When you're putting them back in, you want the plug to stick to the socket, and usually there's a rubber ring in here. And so if you get oil, grease, anything, it can fuck with that rubber ring. That rubber ring wears out over time, for one thing. As the socket gets older, it gets worn, and the rubber ring sometimes will slide out. Sometimes you pull the plug out, the rubber ring's on the plug. Well, so my solution, magnetic spark plug sockets. Magnetic plug sockets. Never have any problem with it. Way better than the rubber ring. Rubber rings are okay for a while, and like I said, they get fluid in them, grease, oil, etc. The rubber starts getting funky, and it don't fit no more, or it slides out the fucking spark plug socket and pisses you off. Switch to magnetic plug sockets. They work like a charm. This thing's not going anywhere, and you're never going to wear out the magnet. So, he did this is throwing some chicken on the grill. That's a good idea, sir. Anyway, just a little tip for you. Magnetic plug sockets. Here's another thing real quick. These extensions, now I prefer the knurled extensions. Knurled extensions, again, oil and grease gets on your hand, you can't turn this thing. The knurling helps give you a little bit more grip. If your hands have any fluid on them, you can grip the extension and turn it better with your hand. And this here is what they call a wobble plus. There's wobble extensions, but this is a wobble plus. The way it works is, and I've only found these with Snap-on. Other people may make them, I don't know. But when you put the socket onto it, on the first step, it wobbles and wiggles and gives you a little extra room if you're working in a tight spot. Okay? But then if you push it all the way up, it's solid. It doesn't wiggle. And it keeps you from having two sets of extensions. They work really good. And like I said, somebody probably makes them, but Snap-on is where I got these. I don't have a lot of Snap-on tools, but some of the stuff that Snap-on makes, other tool makers don't make. And the first time I saw these, because I asked my Snap-on guy for, a set of wiggle wobble sockets. And he's like, well, I have these, and they're wobble plus. And I've actually used the hell out of these things, man. Especially with the Volkswagens and these small engines. Sometimes the spark plugs are in a tight spot. That's kind of what they look like on the end. There's one step for the wobble and one step for the solid. They work really good. So, I like them. And these sockets have the hole in them with the ball that fits in so you don't lose the socket. Socket ain't coming off of there. It's just a little something for you knuckleheads like me who work on shit. Solid. No wiggle. It gives you about a 10-degree angle. And you can get into some tight places with it. Anyway, that's enough of that shit. Now we can turn this engine. Let's have a look at, oh yeah, the magnet. He had told me this engine lost fire and wouldn't spark, and I see exactly why now. The magnet is fucked. The magnet, this the pickup, that picks up the spark. Yeah, this flywheel's gonna have to come off, get cleaned up. Yep, magnet. All right, well, we're gonna have to. So this is the control module for the engine. This has to get grounded, usually to the frame of whatever the engine's on. This engine came off of a pressure washer. That's the kind of work Bob does, is pressure washing. And this is one of his pressure washer motors. So uh, this would mount to the frame of the washer somewhere. It has to be grounded for it to work. And it's kind of the ignition module for the motor. So what we'll have to do, we're going to have to mount this engine to something metal. I got a metal steel cable outside that I will have to bore holes in to mount this engine to it. And then I'll have to make a place to mount the control module. And then, of course, I'll have to hook a battery to it with 2 cables. And because it's got its own key switch and shit on it. This engine's got its own starter and it's pretty self-contained. And I'm not going to do that tonight because this ain't about that. This is, this is us. It's about us. But first chance I get, which will probably be something like tomorrow or Saturday, and then I got to hook a fuel jug to it too. I got to hook fuel to it. We gotta get it fuel and spark, and a way to turn it over and crank it. You could probably wrap a rope around it, but I don't want to do that shit. I'll just mount it. I'll mount it to my steel table outside. I may bring the table in here. That's what I'll do. I'll bring the table in here. I'll mount the engine to the table, and then I'll hook a battery to it and a fuel jug. It's got its own fuel pump. It can pump its own fuel. The jug doesn't need to be higher than the engine, and then we'll go from there. I may go live or I may make a video. I'll do something. I promised Bob I would make some videos with this project, so I'll either go live and do it or whatever. But I think I'm done with it for now because I don't have all the things I need to mount it to the table and shit. Let's see how old this engine is. $1997. Wow. That's an old motor. 1997. Wow, no, I'm wrong. No. No, it's not 1997. It's 2016. 2016 California emissions regulations. Yeah, 2016 motor. So 11 years old, this engine. These are good motors. And then we'll give it all the usual stuff once we get it running and cleared out. It doesn't have exactly a carburetor on it. This thing's got like a not a full fuel injection. It's like a throttle body injection. I've never fooled with nothing like this. Very interesting looking. It smells like old gas. It's like Satan's armpit. So I'm sure it's whatever it is stocked up. And it has adjustments on it. There's some fine tuning screws on it and that. Not super familiar with it, I won't lie. Hopefully I won't have to do a lot to it. Hopefully, we get it sparking and put some fresh gas in it and it'll kind of fix itself. If not, I'm not afraid to dive into it. Damn sure not afraid of it, that's for sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just mount it to my steel table and go from there. I'm gonna set it over here out of my way. Get it off of my desk. I've only lifted it 3 times. One more I go. Not gonna hurt me. Sonny, what's up, Sonny? Thank you, sir. Shop looking good. Welcome in, sir. I appreciate the compliment. Sonny, while you're here, if you are still here, I'm going to the tractor pull tomorrow night. You're welcome to go with me, sir. They're having a big tractor pull tomorrow. You probably should join me, sir. Our buddy Jorge's working this weekend, so he's gonna bitch out. Well, he's at work. I don't know if he's working, but he's at work. So it's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock over at Lindsay Plantation. I'm gonna be over there. Come on into the StreamYard, Sonny. I'm gonna post it one more time for you. Uh, hold on. Maybe I'm not. Why is it not in the? I'm gonna have to copy the link again. Saturday morning, but Waffle House, sir. Come on in the StreamYard, buddy. Come on in and introduce yourself to the dozens and dozens of Lone Tractor Life fans. All 3 of them. We got 3 watchers. Saturday, I'm gonna be at Waffle House as per normal company meetings, sir. If y'all don't know Sonny's a friend of ours. He's the one that donated the zero turn Kubota that I made a video on a few weeks back that I haven't had a chance to get to yet. So that'll probably be a fall video or something. Boy, StreamYard's really trying to get me to upgrade, ain't they? Somebody said switch to Restream. But I don't know. I don't like Restream. I like just doing YouTube Direct, which is probably what I should have done, but I did the StreamYard, Yard Stream, hoping somebody would come in and say hi. And hang out with an old dude. I even wore my smiley face, fucking kissy face hat for y'all. But it's okay. Tractor pull tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'm going to be over there about 6. P Digits made it back. How's that chicken, P Digits? Come up. Come on to the stream and show us the chicken. I love your grilling videos, man. I wish you'd go back to making them. Hell of a grill guy right there, y'all. P Digits, he can get it done on the grill. It's been an hour 35 minutes. This time flies so fast, dude. Just flies. Just got on. Oh, are you in the back room? Let's see. I gotta find the back room now. Where the hell's the back room button? Nope, I don't have anybody. Nobody's in the back room. The chicken just got on. Oh, it's not done yet. Are you barbecuing it? Or just grilling it with seasoning? What are you doing? Looks like I got P Digits and maybe Sonny watching. Where's everybody at? Grilled chicken sandwich. Oh man. Stop it. Sure would like to see a video of that. Sounds good, man. You still over in Dacusville there, Pete Digits? Are you still over that way? Where the hell is Ballard, man? Ballard's always smoked lettuce. Smoked lettuce? Smoked lettuce. How the hell do you smoke lettuce? You can't smoke lettuce. Get the fuck out of here. How do you smoke lettuce, Pete Digits? At 12 degrees? I mean, smoked lettuce doesn't even sound like a thing. Smoked lettuce. I'll have to look that one up. Maybe it's not lettuce. Maybe it's, another type of plant you're smoking. Smoking something green, but it ain't lettuce, sir. You're smoking something, but it ain't lettuce. Let us smoke this blunt. That's what it's smoking. Smoked lettuce. I got a friend that can smoke cheese. He makes some delicious smoked cheese. God, he does it on a Traeger pellet grill, pellet smoker. It's good. Takes him 12 hours to smoke that shit. Devil's lettuce, yeah, the left-handed lettuce. Oh man, the left side lettuce. I smoked plenty of it back in the day, dude. It's been a long time, but I used to smoke the shit out of that stuff. Growed it, sold it, dealt it, smoked it. When I was real young, a long time ago. If I smoked the devil's lettuce now, there's no telling what would happen. It'd just be wrong, whatever it is. Whatever happens would not be good. I probably couldn't even smoke half a joint. I would be fucked up. It's been a long time. And that shit they got now is different than it was back in the day. All right, looks like somebody's in here. We got a guest. Oh, it's P Digits. All righty. P Digits, what's up, my man?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming into the stream. At least somebody gives a shit.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, I give a shit, but no, it's pretty interesting seeing you guys, or you working on motors. I'm mechanically declined, so I watch stuff like this in order to learn.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I I like to work on stuff, and sometimes I get frustrated with it, but it's been a lifelong thing for me. I've been taking shit apart since I was 6 years old.
Right.
Sometimes I get it together, sometimes I don't.
No, that Snap-on extender, I was like, oh, that's where you get it. Snap-on.
Yeah, that's why I got the. I'm sure somebody else makes them. I don't know who, but probably some smart guy would say, "Well, da 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 makes them for half the price," But I don't know. I just
Right. Right.
found it through the Snap-on dealer, and I've been loving them. It saves space in the toolbox. I don't have to have two sets of extensions,
Right.
and I've always liked the knurled extensions because with the smooth ones, if you get oil on your hands, you can't turn the fucking thing.
Right. Right. No, your shop
So,
looks good, man. Glad you
well,
got that
thank you.
AC unit.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's nice out here with it, and I put let's see, I don't know if you can see them, but I put mini blinds up on the windows to kind of help keep the sun
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
Out here in the shop, I get a lot of. I'm sorry for the noise. I get a lot of real hot afternoon sun. Starts
Yeah.
about 2 or 3 o'clock, and it goes all the way to 7:30, 8 o'clock. The sun just comes straight in here on me, and I didn't have anything up. And when I put the AC in, I said, "Well, I'll put some mini blinds up to try to help block some of that shit."
Yeah.
I ain't hanging curtains up and all that stuff, but it does help. I couldn't find any black mini blinds, but these actually do a lot of good in here.
Sure. Yep.
And my next plan is I want to insulate the roof. Uh, Jorge told me, and he knows a lot about this stuff, that if you put the insulation on the roof, it'll be way better. And I believe that.
Oh yeah. You gonna foam
Because
it, or are you gonna just do regular insulation?
uh, he said to get the R19 with the facing on it. He said to roll it with R19 roll insulation and staple up and it's got the face on it.
Yeah.
He said that would be good in here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to close off the top of the shop because I got shit stored up in the rafters. So
Yep.
he said if you buy the roll roofing, he said R19 was the way to go. You get it in the 24 inch because the studs on this building are 24 inches instead of 16.
Okay.
So I looked it up. It's about $35 a roll, and I think I probably need like 4 or 5 rolls.
Right. Right.
I think the rolls are like 100 foot, and I did the math, and it's about 4.2 rolls to cover the roof. Because even though the building's 12 foot wide, the roof is going to be longer than that. So I measured them out. They come out to about 15 foot.
Yeah.
And I did the math and I counted how many rafters I got to have. So it come out to about almost 4.5 rolls. So I'll probably buy 5 rolls. And that way I don't have to piece it. Each section can be its own length.
Right. Right.
And
So
I've
what are
already
you
got
gonna?
and staples to do it with and a ladder. I just got to buy the shit.
Yeah.
35 bucks a roll. So I'll probably get it. I may buy it this weekend, start on it. I don't know.
No, the insulation will help. Are you gonna put in a heating source for winter?
This air conditioner has heat on it.
Oh, does it? That's nice.
Yeah, this is an AC and a heater, and
Nice. The insulation will help.
and also I got that little.
For winter.
I'm sorry.
Sorry
Do
about
what?
that.
This air conditioner has.
I got you on the TV. I was in the shop.
Yeah, this is an AC and a heater.
Let me turn that down. I didn't want it to echo.
So uh, and I've also got that little torpedo heater.
Oh, that's right. You bought that last year.
I bought that last winter. I don't want to run it because it's loud as shit. You can't hear shit in here when you're running it. But if I have to, I will run it. But hopefully the air conditioner will. So it's like 12,000 BTU air and 8,000 BTU heat.
Okay.
So maybe I run the heater in the winter, plus put a little space heater in here to get what I need.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I probably ain't gonna be out here a whole lot in the winter. So I'd like to have something that'll keep the place warm, but yet not be so loud that I can't video when I'm out here and shit.
Right.
That torpedo, man, it's just you can't hear nothing on video except that heater. So I don't really want to run it out here this winter if I ain't got to. And I think insulating the roof will help this winter with that too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because if you stand like over here by the door of the shop and you hold your hand up in the air, you can feel the heat coming through that fucking roof, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's warm coming through there. So the air conditioner's having to work harder to fight and combat against that, you know.
Right. That's right.
And I think insulating it's going to make a big difference there. So I would imagine the opposite would be true in the wintertime.
Yep. Yep. That insulation will definitely help.
Yeah, and then I may insulate the walls too.
Okay.
I'll probably do the walls too as I can afford it. You know, the walls going to take a lot more insulation. And
right.
So I'll probably styrofoam the walls though, honestly. You can get the styrofoam sheets that are like 2.5 inches thick.
Right.
Put it in the wall.
Yeah. Put them on in.
Yeah, I might do the foam in the walls.
Makes a mess when you cut that stuff.
Oh yeah, it does. And then I may go around underneath the building with some you know, like baseboard material to keep the wind out from under it.
Right.
You know, all that stuff that's on the itinerary, but you know, I gotta have the money to do it. The money's the only thing holding me back. And I've got money, but I don't have a lucrative amount of money to spend on this building right now. So have to do little baby steps, shit like that.
That's right. So what else is going on other than the trucking business? That those lights look good. The plate looks good.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, one of my trucks is down right now. Broke a drive shaft yesterday down there on 385.
Ooh.
Yeah, it made a pretty good mess. So it's actually down here at the shop next door, and they're gonna fix it for me probably next week. So, and the other truck is fine, but you know, I don't want to change anything on that truck, so it's gonna stay like it is. My truck, it's gonna have to have some air lines rebuilt and some wiring. When that drive shaft broke, it done a lot of damage as far as wiring and air lines. So there's a lot going on there.
Well, I hate to hear that, man.
Well, it's trucking, dudes.
Yeah.
Had the truck in February. Haven't had any trouble with it. This is the first major breakdown it's had since I've had it, and I've been lucky. 12-year-old truck, and I made it 6 months before it had any major problem, and we've made enough money with it. We put a few dollars back every week for this sort of thing when it happens.
Right.
Machines break. You got to save a few dollars every week, and every month in case it happens. Not for if it happens, but for when it happens.
That's right.
And
yeah,
it's not the worst thing that could happen.
That's just part of the weekly budget, man.
It is. It is. A lot of guys that own trucks, they don't put money back for breakdowns. And if they lose a clutch or a drive line or something like that, and it costs 10, 15, 20,000, they're done. They don't have the money. Or they got to go take out a loan to pay the bill.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys that go in debt with trucks that don't put their money back, who, have a $10,000 clutch job. They got to go get a loan for that $10K to pay the bill to get the truck back working.
That's right.
And if you just put a couple of $100 a week back, it can prevent that sort of thing from happening.
Right.
So that's kind of what we do. We keep a little maintenance escrow. And then, servicing these trucks, just changing the oil and the filters in them can cost you $1,000.
Yeah.
So you got that about every 3 months or so. And so you have to save 50 or 100 a week just to have the truck serviced when it's time.
Right.
Or else you're out $1,000 in one shot. And then you put back about $50 a week for tires, because you're going to go through tires. And you can actually put this money back into an interest-bearing account. You can put all that shit in separate accounts, interest-bearing accounts. And that's what I did. I got my maintenance money in an interest-bearing account. It's like a savings account. So it actually makes a few dollars every quarter. And then same thing with the payroll. Payroll account is on its own. It's an interest-bearing account. But I have a payroll service that handles all that shit.
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we had that contracting company my parents had, and you always, put money aside for that kind of stuff. We ended up with, garage, putting things that usually break in there and having a mechanic that can work on it. And when the mechanic was working on that, we had restoring an old pickup or a car that he would tinker with. So we could sell that on the downtime. So, I understand. You got to work the money.
Yeah. And there's a lot of guys who buy trucks that don't think about that stuff. They just go. They don't put back money for shit that happens. If you own a truck, if you drive a truck, if you operate a truck, it's gonna break the fuck down.
Yeah.
Especially, it's already 12 years old when you bought it. We don't have any warranty.
Well, making money is costing money too,
Takes money to make money. That's right.
That's right.
And trucking used to be a dollar's game. You made, dollars. Now it's more of a pennies and nickels kind of a thing. You make your money pennies and nickels at a time. You don't make hundreds of thousands of dollars like you did back in the 70s and shit like that,
Right. So were you...
You got to really watch your budget nowadays, because the fuel goes up, and you have to budget for that. Truck breaks down, driver pay, insurance and permits is very expensive. The insurance is damn near as much as the payment.
I was about to say, I bet the insurance is ridiculous.
Yeah, the insurance, is over half what the payment is.
Right.
Payment's like 23, insurance is 15 every month. And it don't stop while that truck's sitting there, Still got to make the payments with that truck sitting there. So, the sooner we get it back in the rotation, the better. And I actually thought about renting. You can rent a dump truck from Peterbilt if you got the right credentials and the right insurance. You can go rent a dump truck, but it's $1,700 a week.
That's right.
cuts into your budget. And so far, we're not. Well, we talked about renting a truck, but that's only if this truck's going to be down for more than 2 weeks. Figured out that about 2 weeks is what I can afford because then I start losing my contracts and shit.
Right.
If I have equipment, I can't handle the job. They're gonna move on to somebody else. So I'm gonna give it. If they ain't got me fixed up in 2 weeks, then I'm gonna just go rent a dump truck, which pretty much just eats your profit. You're working just for the cost of operating the truck.
That's right.
By the time you pay that truck rental and shit, and still making your regular truck payment, the rental truck doesn't make any profit. All the profit on that rental truck goes to the fucking Peterbilt place that rents you the truck. Because you still got to buy fuel for that truck, and they're charging you 20 cents a mile to operate it. If you go out there and run 1,500 miles a week times 20 cents, that comes off your net.
Right.
But we may have to do it. They don't get me going, by the end of next week, going to rent a truck just to handle the contract.
Right. Yep, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And I don't have any anxiety about it or hang-ups about it. It is what it is. I've been doing this for 40 years, man.
Yeah, it's just part of it.
I know what I'm getting into. Even if you was to go out and buy a new dump trucks cost anywhere from $220 to $260. Okay. And of course you get the warranty, but the warranty still doesn't cover your downtime. So, and the shops always put warranty jobs to the back. If I buy a brand new dump truck, something happens to it, and it goes to the shop, I'm still down. I'm still waiting on repairs forever and shit like that. So you can't win either way. That's why we went with the used dump truck instead of buying a brand new one. A lot of guys go out and buy a brand new truck. Well, instead of owing $265, I don't owe but $50. Actually, I'm down to under 40 now. We've had the truck 6 months. I'm under 40K balance on it,
Right.
And once you pay the truck off, if that truck's still worth operating, you can do good once you get the truck paid for. If you buy the truck, pay for it before you wear it out, you got a short period of time where that truck can make really good money. If you take off the truck payment, and then our insurance will cut in half by next year. Our insurance, one reason why it's so high is because I'm a fresh, brand new DOT number. So
okay.
I'm a high risk just because I'm a new company.
Gotcha.
The insurance people already told me that if you go a year without any violations or any accidents, this insurance, the next policy will be half the price. So, I'm really trying to keep my nose clean in this truck. I'm wearing my seatbelt. I'm not speeding. I'm doing everything, that I know to do to not get myself involved in anything so that I can cut my insurance bill in half next year. And especially, when you start adding trucks, if you add a second truck, it doesn't really cost you that much more money, but the risk is double on having a wreck. That guy just last week hit a bridge with a truck 2 different nights, the same driver.
Yeah, when you sent that picture, I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, that happened. So it was a guy that had 3 trucks. No, 5. He had 5 trucks. He hit the bridge on Monday night and took the bucket clean off of it, and then a Jeep hit the damn bucket. That guy went in the hospital under critical condition and shit.
Oh,
And then the very next night, the same guy got into a different truck, hit the fucking bridge again. And then on Thursday night, they had a Greyhound bus that hit the back of the paving machine, dude. And if you go back into my videos and look at that live stream I did, the very last live stream I did was Tuesday night of last week. That truck hitting that bridge is at the very end of that live stream. Because I was live streaming and the shit was right in front of me. And then I had to cut off the live stream because the accident happened. And I had to go help out. And shit. But I actually got that one on my phone on that live stream.
Well, hopefully they pulled the contract from that guy that hit the bridge twice.
They suspended his CDL for 6 months, for one thing. And they'll probably suspend his DOT privileges for 6 months or a year. Rogers Group, which is who we're contracted to, already pulled his contract. He can't work for them anymore. And then they had a big safety meeting amongst all of us contract drivers and owner operators and told us we got to have lights and buzzers for when our beds are up. And we got to have 2 strobe lights on the back. And we have to submit all of our drivers' names, their driving records, and contact information to them and shit like that. So they came in and made some changes.
Right. Kind of sounded like they had to, though. You have to react to that.
They had to do something, because DOT wasn't going to let them pave at night if they didn't do something.
Exactly. Yeah.
The DOT done pulled their permits for night. See, night paving is a special permit because they do the on ramps and off ramps at night. They have to shut them down. They can't shut the ramps down without a permit. And the South Carolina DOT had already taken their permit from them, and then they went in and said, "We're going to do this, this, and this if you'll give us our permit back so we can finish the job." Because they weren't even done with the job yet. They were done with the southbound side, but we were still doing the northbound side. So they had to go make nights with the DOT just to be able to finish that job, which they got it finished up now. It's done. They paved everything between exit 44 and exit 48. So they're done night paving until like next week. And they're about to pave out at Anderson County, like exit 27 down to exit 21. That's next on the bill because we've been stockpiling raw material for those jobs. They're stockpiling sand and rock, in anticipation of doing the job. Anyhow, I've already been on 2 hours, man. I think I'm going to sign off and go in the house and have a shower and watch some TV.
Do your thing, buddy. Sorry,
I appreciate you.
I had to go check on the chicken when I don't know what was going on with the phone, but I had to get back to you.
Well, I really appreciate you being here, my friend.
Not a problem. Have a good one, Mills. I'll jump on again.
Okay, we're gonna have breakfast Saturday morning if you want to come out.
Let me see. Possibly, yeah. I'll hit you up.
Okay, man. Thanks for being here, brother. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem, man.
Pull this phone out of this. I gotta get me a new tripod, dude. My tripod finally bit the dust.
I've got a tripod. I might drop it off. See if you can't use that.
That'll be terrific. Yep, I need one. I'm gonna get one, but if you can drop one off, that would be super.
All right, man.
I would appreciate it. because my tripod was nothing but duct tape and zip ties, dude.
Hey, I saw
It's the
that
same.
ingenuity. That was pretty good though.
It's the same. I know. I made it out of one of those styrofoam freaking faucet covers that you put on your faucet in the winter.
No,
It worked okay. It worked okay. It's a little noisy putting
well, that very
the
first
phone
video
in and
I
out
ever
of it.
did, that very first
But
video I ever did, I had to kind of mess around and do the same thing for that chicken, that spatchcock chicken. So yeah, that was. I figured it out though. Got it all set up.
yeah.
So all right, man. Well, have a good one, and I'll chat with you later.
All right, brother. Yeah. Come hang out with me sometime.
Will do.
You have a good night, man.
You too, bud.
Look at my dirty hand. I'll see you, brother.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye. All right, folks. That's going to do it for this stream. Everybody have a happy Thursday, a good evening. And I appreciate all three of y'all coming in. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. LTL signing off.